Bam! Episode 2 of Tech Talk is here, my friends. We have a plant, we have the tech, we're ready to roll, and a special shout out to people who jump cut all the time. Watch me do this in one take. Welcome, friends, to episode 2 of Tech Talk by Leadership Institute. My name is Stephen Rowe, and I'm going to be your host. And I'm thrilled to be with you all, where it's my job to make sure that all of you are up to date with the latest trends, strategy, and tactics as it relates to digital technology, with a big focus on digital and a big focus on politics. And we're going to take this in 3 parts. The first part is headlines and news. Part 2 is tactics and strategy. And part 3 is a call out to something that's truly great or going on around our beautiful World Wide Web. But we're starting at the top. Let's go through the news. Some interesting things you may have missed that's happening this week in social media. And I'm going to be breaking it down in episode 2 of Tech Talk by the average user duration on each individual platform. And we're going to start all the way at the top. At number 1, 45 minutes per day on the platform is TikTok. TikTok is truly addicting, and if you don't believe me, that average user duration truly shows how long people are spending on TikTok. I mean, personally, I get addicted to this stuff. But anyways, what's going on in the TikTok world? Well, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on if you've participated in this challenge, they are banning the milk crate challenge due to safety concerns. You may have seen plenty of videos of this happening, people stepping on milk crates to get over the top and through the course, and many people failing along the way. This is no ALS ice bucket challenge. This is a very dangerous thing, and now TikTok is totally wiping it away from its platform. And you know, there's probably a sad chiropractor out there that was making tons and tons of money because everyone's falling off these milk crates and breaking their backs. I mean, this is really crazy stuff. But let's go ahead and push over to the second social media site, Facebook. The average user spends 38 minutes per day on the platform. Facebook truly keeping people engaged and keeping people on the platform. And some sad news for my politicos. Anybody who has a Facebook page for politics, uses their personal profile for political efforts, Facebook has plans to announce that it's going to de-emphasize political posts and current events content in the newsfeed. And this has been based on negative user feedback. And this is a report that's coming out of Axios. And it has some tremendous implications, you know. And moving forward, basically, they're putting less emphasis on certain engagement signals, like the probability that a user is going to share or comment on a post into its algorithm. And they're going to be rolling these changes out gradually. But if you're in the business of driving traffic from Facebook for your political efforts, note that engagement is going to start to wane a little bit. And we've seen this happen already. I mean, gone are the days of you reaching 50% of your audience from a Facebook page organically. Now you'd be lucky to get 8 to 10%. But we're going to continue in that direction, especially if you're promoting political content on Facebook. But let's go ahead and hop over to social media site number 3, which is Instagram. And the average user spends 28 minutes per day on the platform of Instagram, which is still a significant chunk of time. I mean, if you have a TikTok, you have a Facebook, you have an Instagram, we're already adding up to a significant amount of time on social media every single day. And we talked about Instagram last week. We highlighted the Instagram Reels feature, and that's going to be located in your mobile app right at the bottom. You'll be able to see those Reels. Well, now, if you just go over just one to the right, you're going to see in-app shopping. And Instagram is launching in-app shopping tools to make impulse purchases even easier, which is not going to be great for my bank account and maybe not that great for your bank account as well. But now influencers, brands, and identities on Instagram are able to use the platform more effectively to sell goods and services. Now, this can be great if you're trying to sell political t-shirts, if you're trying to fundraise, if you're trying to just run a business, but in-app shopping on Instagram is becoming easier and easier every single day. And number 4, in terms of average users spending time on the platform, is Clubhouse. Now, we haven't talked about Clubhouse yet before, but we're doing it right now. Of course, for those of us that may be a little more unfamiliar with Clubhouse, it is an audio-based social networking site, meaning that it is entirely audio. And they are boasting at this point over 700,000 rooms per day. There is a lot of people tapping into these live audio rooms. And now Clubhouse is making the audio a little bit better. They're adding spatial audio, which makes it feel like so much more of a real world chat. Think of like a boardroom or a room where people are sitting in different seats. The audio, if you're there in person, is going to sound different based on the proximity of the individual. But now it's going to be able to be replicated inside the app of Clubhouse, making these conversations feel just so much more real. And I know Clubhouse is rolling the spatial audio out, so stay tuned. More social media sites are likely on deck to continue this trend. However, it only works properly if people have headphones in, so that is one caveat that is necessary, but technology is evolving so quick, who knows? It's going to be spatial audio with no headphones in no time. But speaking of audio and audio-based social networking, let's go to our fifth and final update of the day, which is Twitter. The average user spends 3 minutes and 39 seconds on Twitter every single day, and they're following a lot in Clubhouse's footsteps. We have talked about Twitter Spaces in the past, of course, Twitter's answer to essentially Clubhouse. Now, Twitter is opening up ticketed spaces to selective users. So if you have more than 1,000 followers and have used Twitter Spaces at least 3 times in the last 30 days and you're over the age of 18, you can now sell an event, aka an audio-only event. And there's a lot of implications here. I can imagine a situation as a college Republican back in the day when I was just getting started, where we had speakers come to our campus that we would have to pay. These people have crazy honorariums where it gets really expensive. But what if we just asked them to hop onto a call, so to speak, our Twitter space, and then sold tickets for that event? And of course, we could do this as a fundraiser on behalf of a political campaign. We could just have a very awesome event as well. But Ticketed Spaces offers a lot of monetization opportunities for you. And that's something I certainly encourage you to take advantage of. Now, the only downside, well, 2 downsides, but the big one is that a creator is only going to see about 67% of each ticket sale. So Twitter is absolutely taking its bag, so to speak. They are definitely grabbing a lot of money out of this for themselves, but it's still a significant amount of money going your way. And right now, Ticketed Spaces are only available for iOS. So I'm sorry, Android users, but not right now, unfortunately. But it's making plans to bring out to Android very, very soon. All right, so we just finished part 1 on episode 2 of Tech Talk, and now we're going to transition into part 2 of episode 2, and it's going to focus on the rise of AI. Now, automated artificial intelligence is truly powerful and transformative. Technology, just to think about it, is advancing faster and taking much less time to be widely adopted. For example, it took 10,000 years, roughly speaking, to get from writing on a cave wall or just on a piece of paper all the way to the printing press. And now it's only taken about 500 years to get from the printing press to email. Technology is adapting very, very quickly, and we have to adapt with it. So I want to share with you 3 websites that are using AI right now that you can use for your efforts. The first one may scare you a little bit. The other 2 are going to be tremendously valuable for most people. But let's start with the shock. And here's what it is. The one website that I want to recommend before the other 2 is synthesia.io. And essentially, synthesia.io allows text to video, which means I can create a script and I can make it perfect and then send it to Synthesia. And in 10 minutes or less, they're going to give me an AI individual who's reading the script, and it feels natural and organic. And there's over 40 different avatars that can speak in 50 different languages. And this is a tremendous opportunity and also kind of scary. But if you think about this in the past, if I wanted someone to speak on behalf of my brand or make a promotional video or make an explainer video, things of that nature, I would have to find the actor, I'd have to make the script, I'd have to get the lighting right, I probably need a film crew, I probably need a studio, and then there's video editing involved. I mean, there's so much going on there. But with this website, all I have to do is type the script, and then I can have virtually any actor speak on my behalf. And there's so much power here. One scary thing to think about it for my job is I offer training videos almost every single week. And I offer a lot of the same trainings over the course of a year. Now, I feel like this AI could potentially replace me, but that's totally okay. This is a really cool thing. It does cost $30 a month to use the service in full, but you can try it out for free just by going to the website, checking it out. It's certainly scary enough to try and make a message and maybe send to your friend. It's worth a taste test, and I encourage you to do it. Let's hop over to the number 2 website that I recommend to people in terms of the rise of AI. We're AI focused right now, and this is shortlyai.com. shortlyai.com. And this is auto-generated writing/blog by artificial intelligence. And basically, you're getting writing superpowers. And what you have to do is just prime it, and then it'll take care of the writing for you. Let's imagine that you've got a paper you need to turn in or a blog post that you need to write. This service will solve a lot of those writer block issues and also give you ideas in terms of the direction that your piece should take. Now, what I did before I hopped onto this podcast was I was doing a little bit of testing on the service, and I typed in how to make the best pizza as my article title, and then I clicked generate. And then the artificial intelligence wrote the article for me, which was insane to watch, and it was going right in front of us. You can test this out. This is a totally free website, by the way. Check it out, shortlyai.com. But it broke it down into 5 parts. I don't even remember all 5. They made a great article about how to make the best pizza. They talked about the dough, they talked about the sauce, they talked about the toppings and a couple other things. And this was all artificial intelligence. Crazy to think about. And think about how this could help you. If you have writer's block issues, or if you have content that you want to get out on a more consistent basis in terms of articles and blog posts, this website will supercharge your efforts. And this also brings me to the 3rd website that I want to point out in terms of the rise of AI. And in the same vein as shortly.ai, this website is called snazzy.ai. snazzy.ai. And it is roughly the same thing as Shortly, but expanded. And again, also free, which is incredible. You get 5 uses per day, and you can pay for more access if you like it, but you can test out all of these websites for free, which is my service to you. But on Snazzy, we're talking landing pages, Google ads, Facebook ads, product descriptions, and so much more. And you can really get started with AI copywriting right away. If you check out one of these websites, you will know that the future is not in some far distant land. The future is right now. These are only 3 examples of artificial intelligence, but be on the lookout. This is just the beginning. We see what's happening with robots by MIT, and we see what's happening in terms of medicine and, even the mRNA vaccine. This is all AI, this is all robotic, this is all machine learning, and we will stay up and keep you updated with the trends here on this podcast. But those are 3 websites. The first one, I promise, is a little scary at first, but if I didn't tell you it wasn't an AI video, it'd be tough for you to discern that it was not a real human, which is insane to think about. And of course, those other 2 resources for you, I hope they help. And then finally, part 3 of episode 2 of TikTok is that success story of an organization, a call out. And I said last week, I gave you a great website. And this week, what I want to give you is a hack of some sort. And I don't know if I like the term hack, but maybe a trick. Maybe it's a technique, but it's using Microsoft Word, something that we're all very familiar with. And here's what happens. We're able to talk instead of type inside of Microsoft Word, which is incredible of an ability. Now, all you have to do if you have a PC, go test this out. Open up Microsoft Word, and all you have to do on a PC is press Alt plus the tilde key, which is a weird sounding key, but it's just above the tab and to the left of the 1. You press those 2 buttons at the same time on a PC, and on a Mac, all you have to do is press Alt and then Alt again, and it's gonna open up a microphone on Microsoft Word, and now you're gonna be able to dictate instead of type. And I can type pretty fast, but I can speak even faster, and that's the situation for most people. And there's so much political application here that I've used in my entire life. For example, let's say that you're in a classroom where you want to record or get a transcription of what the professor is saying. Well, all I have to do is open up Microsoft Word and let my professor profess whatever they may be teaching us that particular day. Or let's say that you're in a political meeting or a board meeting, or you're doing something that requires a note-taking capability. Well, this is very easy to do. Just click that dictation button, and gone are the days of a secretary carefully typing out what everyone said, and we can just allow computers to do the work for us. If you haven't used this before, test it out. See if you like it. The only downside of this dictation is you have to be very clear about periods and exclamation points and commas and things of that nature. But at the very least, it's some quick editing. You can get your thoughts out on the page, clean it up, and you might be further along with that assignment, with that blog post, with that article, press release, etc., than if you hadn't used this dictation feature in the past. All right, so I hope that's beneficial to at least 5 of you out there. If it is, let me know. And also, let me know what you think about this series. We're adapting every single week. As you can tell, our background in episode 2, so much more tech talk. And I got Jeff right here, my homie, my homeboy, giving me all these important facts. I've got a laptop this time, truly, truly big. But we're covering stories, we're covering trends. And if you have anything that you want to pitch to me, just drop it in my DMs or drop in a comment down below. And also follow me if you haven't before. Everything's at Robots, ROWEBOTZ, and we'll stay connected. And it's going to be really great. This is just the beginning. And I want to leave us all, as always, with a quote. The quote for this week is, even if you're on the right track, you will get run over if you just sit there, by Will Rogers. And that's absolutely the case. Action is necessary, my friends, and I encourage you all to take action this week. Check out one of these websites or take action on any of your political efforts, your ambition, your ideas. Let's take action and let's make this world a better place day by day. So until the next episode of Tech Talk, which is coming out next week, stay tuned. I hope you leave everyone and everything better than you found it. Thanks so much, friends, and see you soon.